What would you do if you didn't have enough money for your everyday living expenses? What if your job wasn't enough to keep you sustained and it just kept getting worse and worse as the cost of living increases? Minimum wage affects many college students in today's society. I am credible to be speaking on this topic because I did my research to back up my speech. Minimum wage should be raised to help the cost of living. Today, I am going to talk about how the cost of living is increasing and minimum wage is staying the same, effect of not raising the minimum wage, and the 3-year plan that is proposed to help improve the minimum wage, and why I agree. First of all, I will discuss the rising cost of living and how minimum wage is staying the same. Cost of living is steadily going up and minimum wage is at a standstill. Minimum wage as of today is $7.25 an hour, which adds up to be $15,080 per year for a full-time worker. Facilita's 2013 said that minimum wage was last increased about 4 years ago. According to Flynn 2013, only 47% of Americans are employed as full-time workers. Muskal 2012 stated in 2011 the cost of living increased about 3.6. This is the first time since 2009. Department of Numbers 2013 reported that the average gross rent in 2012 was $937. Next, I'll discuss the effect of the constant minimum wage and how it affects people who work for minimum wage. Since minimum wage has stayed the same, but the cost of living has gone up, people can't afford everyday living expenses. Mail Online 2012 stated that in February 2011, results showed that food prices went up 0.6% on average, and energy prices jumped up 3.4%. Poulter 2013 pointed out that bills have increased 4 times higher than the rise of salaries over the same amount of time. Poulter also showed us how from 2008 to 2013, rent has increased by 24%. Finally, I'll talk about the 3-year plan proposed by Senator Jack Reed to raise the minimum wage. A 3-year plan has been proposed to raise the minimum wage, and I agree with this plan. The Fair Minimum Wage Act was made up to help restore much of the lost value of the federal minimum wage, providing Americans' lowest paid workers with an urgently needed pay raise. Facilita's 2013 said it would increase the minimum wage in 3 steps, from $7.25 to $10.10 per hour. If the Fair Minimum Wage Act is passed and is put into place, workers will go from making $15,080 a year to $21,008 a year. Because of inflation, the minimum wage will buy less than it did back in 1956. This doesn't keep up with the climbing cost of living. More than 30 million workers will get a raise under this bill. Today, I have talked about how the cost of living is increased and minimum wage is staying the same, effect of not raising the minimum wage, and why I agree minimum wage should be raised to supplement the rising cost of living. Minimum wage should be increased in order for Americans to be able to afford the everyday raise a cost of living.